We can move on to Paladin, starting with Promotion. 1 mana spell, give a silver hand recruit +3/+3.
This is pretty efficient. Odd Paladin and Wild's probably pretty happy about this, right? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But it's a little, you only can do it on your dudes. So, I mean, the thing about playing a 3-mana 4/4, not that good actually, right? So
yeah, if you hear it, well, 3 mana 4/4 is not terrible. It's above curve. And that's if you're hero powering.
yeah. So
There is this whole dude theme. You familiar with the dude cards?
Yeah, so I guess it's got the synergy. You can buff. So I'll give it. All right, you convinced me. I'll give it a 3 because it can, at worst, is a 3-mana 4/4. So
Yeah, 3 seems about reasonable. I'm a little bit more tempted on 2, but I'm gonna go 3.
okay.
Just because there's like one deck where this goes, and this isn't like a holy Paladin deck. It's a different deck entirely. All right, next up, we got Sinful Sous Chef. A 1 mana 2/1 Death Rattle. Add 2 silver hand recruits to your hand.
This seems very good. Just very efficient.
I agree.
So I'll give this a 4. Yeah, I ran the 2-mana Jailer, which was so much worse than this back in the day. So this is 1-drops are so much better than 2-drops. Has more attack. Yes, I give this a 4. Give this a 4.
And it does help, obviously, the promotion, and it also helps if you're going to be infusing anything. 3 bodies is good.
This could make the cut in a Paladin deck that isn't really big on dude synergy. Just for
absolutely
the hand, whatever, hand buff. There's a lot of different things that could be running, so this card's just useful in a lot of things.
Yep, I will join you on that 4. Seems quite good. Well, maybe I'll do more on 3. I don't think this is insane, but it's definitely a good card. Next up, we got Great Hall, Paladin location. 2 mana, 3 durability. Set a minion's attack and health to 3. Friendly or opposing.
This busted? I feel like it's busted. Like 3 times.
Could be.
I mean, the 2 mana there's a 2 mana spell that I saw play in even Paladin that ran that. This is do that 3 times. And
indeed,
you can hold it, the value. Like, I could do it on my opponents, I could do it on mine. It seems broken.
Yeah.
I give
this seems
4.
quite good. I think I'll join you on that 4. I know I hadn't thought about this card too much. It looked good, but I didn't really think about it a ton.
It's a thing of, in the past, a card that was 1/3 as good as this saw play marginally on the bottom end of the spectrum. So I can run this, and I can run this. I run this in even Paladin all day. I in Wild. I play this, hero power in 1, Great Hall in 2, bam, it's over.
Good if a 1-drop sticks.
So.
Good to shrink a big minion. Yeah, Great Hall seems good. Seems great. Put a 4.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Do I need to increase J. Alexander's value or my volume? What do you guys think?
Yeah, some people have been saying you're a little loud on my stream.
So yeah, that might be. You got to probably. I could. You probably have to change the audio. I know I can change your volume independently of mine with my OBS.
People are saying I'm a little quiet.
J. Alex is louder on his stream. You're louder. Okay, that's interesting. So I'll lower her J. Alexander's volume then. Okay.
And I will put up my personal audio volume so that there we go.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and max that out. Am I too loud now, or is this better? Whatever. They'll tell me as we move along. All right, cool. Next up, we got Muckborn Servant. 3 mana, 2/4, Taunt, Battlecry. Discover a Paladin card.
This seems like way better. I like this. I mean, Paladin has serious value struggles, and I can run this instead of Starfish. It doesn't have the Divine Shield, but I'd rather run this card because I don't lose value.
Starfish.
Not Starfish. The other fish, the 2/5 puff. No.
Oh,
I get all my fish. Yeah. So many fish that I'm realizing.
Shimmering sunfish.
Shimmering sunfish. Yeah. So I give this a 3. This seems very efficient.
Yep, 3 seems about right. Like you could compare it to Stonehill Defender, kind of in a way.
Yep.
Of course, that's a little different because Stonehill Defender was finding Sunkeeper Tarim at the time, but This just seems reasonable.
We might have a Sunkeeper Tarim in this set, so it's
And there's also the 1-mana, the 2-mana 1/3 that discovers a holy spell, and this seems at least comparable to that.
And I could discover the 2-mana 1/3 that discovers a holy spell from this, and then play that. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That seems decent.
Or maybe not infinite, but lots of value. So
yeah. I can live with a 3 on this. That seems perfectly reasonable. It'll go in Paladin decks.
Okay.
Next up, Service Bell. 3-mana spell. Discover a class card from your deck and draw all copies of it.
This is an interesting card.
What
you
a
tutor
weird
out
bit of
Curiel. You could just draw 2 with it. It's like a slight tutor. It's very interesting.
Kind of that arcane intellect-y feel. It's like, is this arcane intellect? Is this thrive in the shadows but worse?
This is a card that's very a margin call of like, I could see it being not good enough. I could see it being just good enough. I don't think this is ever broken. I don't ever think this is terrible.
Well, it's card draw for Paladin. Holy Paladin probably likes this, right?
Well, especially if you play this. It's not. I play this when you have 22. Like you've already drawn half your deck, and you get either two cards that you've already. You get one legendary. You get one good card that you've already drawn one, and you get a bad card. So it's not as good. It's not objectively better than Arcane Intellect. A lot of times it's worse. So
yeah, you could also though play it, let's say, and hit 2 of the light rays, the taunt that gets discounted.
So I think without the tutor element, like the tutor element is what can push this into playable, because you have a card that's a win the game card for sure. So I'll give it a 2. It's I don't think it's OP or great, but it's a thing of I could see it not seeing play in most decks, and somebody makes a 40 card Paladin deck and runs this, so yeah.
Yeah, I think 2 is reasonable. This could probably squeeze its way into some decks as a not amazing, but card that you want because you want card draw, period. All right, nice. Moving on, we got Stewart the Steward. A 3-mana 3/3 legendary with a death rattle. Give the next Silverhand recruit you summon 3/3 and this death rattle. So it turns them into 4, promotes them, and that death rattle remains perpetually.
Yeah, this seems really good. I mean, you run Service Bell just so you could draw this card and get your dude Paladin deck going, right?
Yeah. You can add some silver hands to your hand. You can just click your button. You can make them with a card we're going to see next.
Yeah. So I mean, if your opponent doesn't run Silence, this card like and they don't have win conditions, you're going to wreck them with this card. If they're like
it kind of just lives there.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I feel like the Paladin cards, it is kind of like Valinor, or it's like, except it dies and you play it, and you dies and you play it.
Yeah, I think Valinor is actually like the perfect point of comparison here.
But Valinor, people thought was going to be OP, and then it wasn't that great, and then it was kind of good enough in a lot of decks. So maybe this is, it's probably not a 4. I'll give it a 3. It seems like it's on the margin. In a no silence meta, it might be really good. In a high silence meta, it might be trash. So
yeah, the only thing that's holding me back is that this is at least a little bit slow. That clicking your button, you get a 4/4, and that's good, but you also run mana inefficient turns, which is bad. But maybe that's fine. That seems fine.
Yeah, like the fact that you wait for this to die, and then another turn you're like, all right, I'm gonna go a button here, a 0 value 4/4, wait for it to die. All right, and now I do another button. So it's in a value matchup. This card's bonkers. So
does seem pretty decent. I agree.
Yeah, and tempo matchup is only okay.
Well, not so good in those, but whatever. Moving on, Buffet Biggin, 4-mana 2/4, Battle Cry, summon 2 Silverhand recruits, infuse 3. Give them +2 attack and Divine Shield. So either summon 2 Silverhand recruits or 2 Scarlet Crusaders.
This is the first infused card that I think the payoff is actually real nice. 2/3/1 Divine Shields are so annoying,
The payoff is Drekthar.
Yeah.
Kind of. 4 mana for a 2/4 and 2/3/1 Divine Shields.
Yeah. So if you have this in your opening hand and you go 1/2 and you go, it's a little awkward to get down on curve. That's what's you need the perfect starting hand. That's what's hard.
Also, it does work with Stewart. It does work with promotion. So you can give that Silverhand Recruit +2 attack, Divine Shield, and then the Stewart triggers on it. It also gets +3/+3.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think it's going to be consistent enough to be a 4. It's reliant on, like, once again, you could in theory not have a super Silverhand deck that just has a lot of low cost minions. So it's probably good enough. I give it a 3. So
all right. I'm going to go 4 on this one, just because that payoff looks like sometimes on curve it's Call to Arms, sometimes it's Drekthar, sometimes it just blows somebody up.
Yeah, so sometimes you probably have to annoyingly play it for 2 crappy Silverhands, but even that's like only moderately terrible. Like in Hearthstone 2020, like the cards like this saw play in Arena. Like I remember it was the card in Frozen Throne that was I remember an Arena came. So yeah, okay.
Cool. Moving on, we got Elitist Snob. 5 mana, 3/5, with a battle cry for each Paladin card in your hand. Randomly gain Divine Shield, Lifesteal, Rush, or Taunt. Nerfed from a 4/4 by final development.
Yeah, so it's like Zilliax, but you need Paladin cards, which I think people are underestimating that, like, you need Paladin cards. And Paladin suffers with value, but still really good, so...
yeah, it also doesn't have Magnetic, which was a big deal.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No Magnetic. All right, one out of 4. No. Yeah. So it's but it has 2 more life, which does matter. Yeah. So it's either 3 or 4. I'm not really sure which. But
I'm going 3 on it.
I'll go 3 as well. I'm not convinced it's as, because like pure Paladin's always garbage. So, but you can run this in not pure Paladin, but then you have you'll sometimes have the Ibis effect where you play it and you don't hit Rush, you don't hit Divine, you low roll and you lose the game. So yeah.
Oops. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
Oh, 1 second. There we go. Just had to cough. Moving on, we got Divine Toll. 7 mana holy spell. Shoot 5 rays at random minions. They give friendly minions +2/+2 and deal 2 damage to enemy minions.
Is there any world where this isn't terrible?
Yes. So if you have board and your opponent doesn't, this is 7 mana +10/+10. With charge, kind of. If your opponent has board, this can explode their board.
Oh, I guess you could just do it on 1 minion, right?
Yep. You sure could.
Okay. And if my minion happens to have Wind Fury, ooh, it's kind of cool. I can play a 1/1 Wind Fury minion, and then bam! I still think
this could be a weird point of comparison, but we could try it, see how it fits.
I'm still gonna give this a 1,
Cthulhu.
but like, if it's minion, can't go face. So
I'm gonna go 3.
This is too clunky. I'm gonna give it a 1. It's just not worth. Like you have to be ahead on board to make this, or you could use it behind on board to come back. But like,
you can.
Insane for jackpot, dude. This is
insane for jackpot.
That's why you think it's a 3, because it's insane in Rogue. That's true. Yeah, this is. I just don't think this works in Paladin. So I'm gonna give this a 1.
All right. Sounds fair. Next up, the Countess. 7 mana, 7/7, battle cry. If your deck has no neutral cards, add 3 legendary invitations to your hand. Invitations are 3 mana spells that discover a legendary minion from another class and makes it cost 0.
So if I'm playing pure Paladin already, you get to discover, which matters a lot. Just a ton of value. But you can already run cards that are like draw 3, like Varian, that are kind of marginal. So it's. I mean, if you're playing pure Paladin, you're probably. But I don't know. It's like it's a lot of value.
This is the only reason to play pure Paladin. Yes, there's Elitist Snob, but you can play neutrals with that. This is the reason to play pure Paladin. The card is very good when it works.
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
good.
it's hard to some of these like getting a feel for how powerful the random legendaries on average without like trying it out. But I think I'll give it a 2. I don't think it's that good.
I
So
think 2 is pretty reasonable on Countess.
yeah,
I don't know if Pure Paladin. I know you have the cards to support it. I'm positive you have enough cards. I just don't know if
yeah.
there's a good reason
I
to play
also
those.
I live in the high legend meta where pure paladin will always be garbage, but it could be one of those things that everybody at the regular ranks are says it's super annoying. So I don't know. I know pure paladin was I think hated at the low ranks, but yeah. So
Overall, Paladin set, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
so
But like most Paladin sets, that probably is never going to see play in the top end of Legend.
yeah.
It is what it is. This is a lower ranked bracket deck. They'll play Paladin, that's fine. People at top Legend, they're mostly allergic to it. Even when it's good.
I play it when it's good, and I
Yeah.
get got a #1 legend with multiple paladin decks. So, but
You can maybe do it again here.
yeah, probably. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we can move on to Priest. Starting out with Suspicious Usher. 1 mana, 1/3. Battlecry, discover a legendary minion. If your opponent guesses your choice, they get a copy.
It's interesting. I mean, how much does Priest value crappy 1-drops? Like, the stat. Like, I don't think Priest values this. I mean, I think they're doing this for these weird Priest synergies, but I feel like this isn't actually very good.
What about Shadow Priest?
They don't need. Do they want random legendary minions? Like,
1 mana, 1/3, draws a card.
not draw a card. It's a discover, and it could be crappy.
Uh-huh.
And so,
Could be.
I'm not a believer, but I'll give it a 2. I'm not quite ready to give it a 1 because it's a 1 mana 1/3 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And 1 mana 1/3s always have potential, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna give it a 3 or 4. So
I'm going to go 3. I think it might actually help us bring back a Shadow Priest list. Great 1-drop for that deck. And works well with the location that we'll see shortly. But next up, we got The Light It Burns, a 1 mana holy spell that deals damage to a minion equal to its attack.
that's interesting. So you do it to any minion that has more attack than life, and you kill it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
or you just give it a good solid womp if it has
yeah,
a little more health.
Ysera is now a 4/8. Haha. All right, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
for
compared to Holy Smite,
yeah.
sometimes this is far more efficient. Sometimes it's a bit less.
Seems reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, reasonable. That's a good answer.
Yeah, it's hard to evaluate, but okay, I'm not. How it? Okay, it's either 2. It could be a 2 or 3. I'm not really sure which.
I'm gonna go 2. I think it's a little better than Holy Smite, and I also think Holy Smite's not a card that goes into decks.
I'm gonna give it a 3 because it could be a thing of you don't run Shadow or Death and like this, and you just run this, and it's kind of your flex. So it might be good enough. So yeah, I think I'll give it a 3.
I can get behind that on the grounds that you don't run Shadow Word Death.
Yeah.
Next spell, Mysterious Visitor, 2 mana, 2/3, Battlecry. Reduce the cost of cards copied from your opponent by 2.
What the heck does that mean?
Like if you Thought Steal them. This would reduce
Is
the
Thought
cost
Steal,
of Thought Stolen
is
cards
Thought
by
Steal
2.
a card in Standard?
No. There is a new Thought Steal in this set that we will see in a second. It is a 3 mana spell that discovers a copy of a card in your opponent's hand and deck. There is, I believe, the 1 mana 1/1 that Battlecry copies from the opponent's something or other.
Oh yeah.
Is that still in Standard?
I don't know.
Yes, Psychic Conjurer. 1 mana, copy a card in your opponent's deck and add it to your hand. What else do we copy with? What a weird card. Yeah, Soothsayer's Caravan. There you go. The Caravan Copycat copies. 3 mana, 3/4 Battlecry. Add a copy of the next card your opponent plays to your hand. man, this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 1. I just don't believe. I'm not a believer. And
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go 1 on it on the grounds of I don't understand this, and what I don't understand scares me.
I mean, I just think copying it. I mean, it might be a fun meme deck, you know. So.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, Murloc Holmes and Draconid Operative. Nice.
Dragon Opera doesn't even see play, and it used to be really strong. So it's like I'm just But anyways.
Yeah. Also, and I'm assuming I'm reading this properly, this isn't for the rest of the game. This is just for the ones you currently have in your hand.
Yeah. It's a BattleGrounds.
All right, cool. Next up, we got Cathedral of Atonement. 3 mana, 3 durability location. Give a minion +2/+1 and draw a card. 3 charges of Hand of a Doll.
This is like a 4.
Does look good, doesn't it?
I mean, I would just run this in my Naga Priest, and then my opponent cries. So
you would also run it in your Shadow Priest. Locations are not spells.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'll give it 4. This seems like, I mean, 3 mana draw. Like it's 3 mana, 6/4, 3 worth of stats with rush/charge and draw a card that you can. I mean, it's very slow, but if you're, you could play this and spread it out, and you get just enough card draw. So. This seems
could play
ridiculous.
this on Samuro. That's
like
pretty good.
This is like, what priest deck doesn't run this card? Like Boar Priest is going to run this just for the cycle.
Boar Priest could run this for the cycle if they were interested.
Yeah, I mean, Quest Priest runs this. Like, what deck doesn't run this? This is busted. Yeah.
Cathedral looks good. I'm agree with you on the 4. Card looks very powerful.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, these aren't spells, so don't try to prep locations out. I know I'm going to do that once, but they're not spells. Okay, next up, Identity Theft. 3 mana shadow spell. Discover a copy of a card from your opponent's hand and deck. Thought steals back. Kind of.
You get to discover. So you get 2 tries?
Yep, 2 discovers.
So, and you don't know if it's from their hand or their deck, or it's first one's from their hand and the second one's from their deck.
It's probably in order. That's my guess.
Okay. People think this is a 3, like.
Oh, it's 3 mana.
Yeah. Somebody said, I don't know. I feel like this is. But
so
I mean,
the reason
you could steal win conditions, like you steal Scabs and or you steal like a Brucon. I don't know. You could steal some really high value cards.
Steal it necessarily. You discover it.
Yeah, but you could get your copy and then so I don't know. It's hard.
Pros, it's a shadow spell. You could put this in a Shadow Priest, and it's kind of like pseudo card draw. Cons, cards in your opponent's deck don't synergize with cards in your deck usually. And 3 is kind of slow. There's a reason they buffed Thoughtsteal from 3 to 2, and it saw no play at 2.
So it's all played during the first meta of Galacrown Priest. Then it kind of went away as Priest cards got better.
I'm giving it a fat 1. That sound good to you?
Yeah, I think hard for me to but it does give information. Trying to think of like what I would run this. There's already so many, like Quest Priest has too many 3 mana cards anyways. I'm not gonna run this.
So you play Identity Theft, you find out some cards that are in the opponent's hand, and then you have a better guess with Murloc Holmes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll still give this a 1. So, alright.
Cool. Moving forward, we got Pelagos. A 3 mana 1/6. After you cast a spell on a friendly minion, set its attack and health to the higher of the 2. So if you play Serpentwig on this, it is an 8/8.
Pretty good. And you also, I thought it was just thinking Inner Fire when I thought it, so I wasn't thinking it was that great. And then, but it also, you value trade on something, and then you cast it and you give all its health back. Which is like, this is the ultimate win more card. So I mean, if you're winning, you can win a lot more, which is really good. So I think it's probably. Maybe probably a 4.
Yeah, see, like 4 is reasonable. It's a narrow card. That's the only thing. I mean, it works in that Naga Priest deck pretty well. Does it go anywhere else? Silence Priest?
I mean, any Tempo Priest deck, and Tempo Priest decks usually suck, but there's one that's already good right now. So I give this a 4. So
yeah, I'll join you on the 4. They also got Cathedral of Atonement too. So
yeah, I mean,
Cathedral does not trigger Pelagos; it merely makes that deck better.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Shadow Word Devour, also extremely good with this card.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Cool. Moving forward, the Harvester of Envy. 3 mana, 4/3 legendary. After you play a card copied from the opponent, steal the original copy. You copy a card
People
from
are
the
saying
opponent's
this
hand.
is like you can use it as a mind control. Which seems cool, but it's like
You could.
that's so awkward, you know, to like, all right, my opponent plus is like, okay, I have to play it and something else at the same time. So it's like a
Take it from their hand, their board, or their deck.
yeah. And like
This has to be a meme, right? There's no way they would let this card be good.
yeah, it's probably trash. I'll give it a 1. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 1 too. Doesn't seem too interesting. But there is a certain type of person who's really gonna love it, and that person, however numerous that person is, they've got a couple cards. Good for them. Next up, we got Boon of the Ascended. 4 mana holy spell. Give a minion +2 health. Summon a Kyrian with its stats and taunt.
so this the play card you here play is it's like faceless raid, the faceless copy 4 mana card.
Yep.
Better, but only for priest, not neutral. So
it's a Silence Priest card, kind of, right? Faceless Shambler, yeah, that was the name of it. 4 mana, 1/1 battlecry. Copy of friendly minion stats and has taunt. This is +2 health, and then that.
I mean, I think this card is good, but the deck that it's in is garbage. So I feel like I want to give it a 2 because it's like I just don't, you know, if it had a great deck to put it in that it made sense to put it in, it'd be really good. But I just think it's you know I think it's a 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 1 for now. I think this is probably only a Silence Priest card, and I don't think this makes Silence Priest work quite yet. Okay. Neat. Next up, Partner in Crime. 4 mana, 2/5, battle cry. Summon a copy of this minion at the end of your turn. So the turn you play this, if you do nothing, it's 4 mana for 2/2/5s. If you buff it copies those buffs.
Interesting. So how good is a 4 mana 2/5s for 4 mana?
That's not horrible.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, it's for like an awkward stat. So 4 mana cards though need to be busted, and it's like
Just with the location chat is mentioning is pretty obnoxious. True. Location on 3, right. Play this.
I'm not gonna. I just always have such a high standard for 4 mana cards, but I'll give it a 3. It seems pretty good. But yeah, play the location on 3.
I'm gonna go rogue on this. I'm gonna give it a 1. I'm gonna go bold on that.
1.
The reason I say 1 is that this is good with the location, but the location in Shadow Priest, this is too expensive for that, and in Naga Priest, this isn't a Naga.
Yeah, so it's awkward for the what deck runs this. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, basically that. Great with the location, not necessarily so great with other stuff. Still good.
Yeah,
but
I guess I don't like evaluating cards based purely off their how well they fit in established archetypes. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So
yeah. All right, cool. And finally, we got Clear the Scene, 5 mana. Most expensive priest card, very low curve set. 5 mana holy spell, destroy all minions with 3 or less attack. Infuse 3, 6 or less attack.
So Shadow Word Devour, or that was for that 4 mana card. That was
Shadow Word
2 or less horror. That sees play and still sees. I mean, it runs with wave, but still is a reasonable card. And this is 5 mana, but seems better. Especially you have the infuse element, which is not that easy if you're a control priest to get off. But it's I mean, your deck is probably worse at dealing with wide boards than tall. So it's a weird one. It's I mean, I probably could
say the line. It's like I'm gonna put it in Quest Priest. Yeah.
Quest Priest has need for 5 mana cards.
It
So
does.
I think I'll give it it's a 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
It's a decent card. Kills
I mean,
like pirates off of Vessel.
it's nice to have this on turn 5 as well. So I actually think this is quite like good in the current like meta of like you said, pirates. Because Priest is weak on their turn 5 often or 6, but because they have 2 turns until their turn 8 with their whirlpool. So I'll give it a 3.
All right. 3. Oh, yeah, sure. 3 is reasonable.
Okay.
All right. So as we move into Rogue, surprise of surprises, I'm gonna go ahead and do a giveaway for a 60 card pack bundle. For those of you who are interested, this should be open to everyone. I just want to test this. Type !Rogue in chat for your chance to win a bundle as soon as we are done reviewing Rogue cards. That does indeed seem to be working. So we can start then with Door of Shadows. 1 mana shadow spell. Draw a spell. Infuse 2. Add a temporary copy of it to your hand.
This seems pretty terrible. Like you have to do infuse 2 just to get the temporary copy. What about dude? You guys get nothing. All right. I'm actually going to be randomly taking away a mini set. So
Got 'em.
don't ask me how I could do that. But anyway.
Infuse 2, yeah, that is a condition for sure.
I mean, it's
1 mana
like,
draw spell.
It's not like the combo for like the fishing card, Gone Fishing, where I get to at least like do it and I know what's at the bottom of my deck. This is like I have to infuse 2 to get this temporary copy, which I mean, if you hit prep, it's nice, but then I have to like. I mean, why would I ever run this card? I don't even.
Well, the best application for this is Quest Rogue, where you play Door of Shadows, Shadow Step, and SI7 Extortion, and those are your only spells. And in that case, hitting a temporary copy of Step or Extortion, or an additional door, is mega quest completion.
Yeah, I'm giving this a 1. I don't know.
Other Rogue decks, they're just kind of starved for card draw. And sometimes it's 1 mana draw a spell, sometimes it's a little bit better. I'm going to go 3 on it.
Wow, okay.
I think it's decent-ish, not great, but decent without the infuse. And I just don't have anything better. I have to. I have to play this. All right, cool.
All right. Okay.
It's Door of Shadows.
Okay.
Be happy I got new cards.
Ooh,
Next up. All right, so this secrets are going to kind of come in a package, of course. We got Double Cross. 2 mana secret. When your opponent spends all their mana, draw 2 cards.
Okay. And any good player worth their salt spends all their mana. So it's a 2 mana draw 2, which is probably what was the old spell was like what was
Dirty
that one
Tricks.
that Dirty Tricks? So that draw 2 as well?
Draw 2 when your opponent plays a spell.
Yeah. Feels very similar. Like Dirty Tricks got run in even Garrote Rogue occasionally just for hyper draw lists.
It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a little bit of a history, a little bit of a rant here.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it very brief because I've talked about this before. But secrets in general have been terrible cards, and they are played when you offer people enough synergy so that they can play the synergy payoff cards. Every secret card, I think except for Ice Block, has never really been played without synergy. But you play the secret cards because the synergy is usually good. And
Rat Trap back in the day was real good. So that was
well, in the context of like Phase Stalker or something, yes, or Lesser Emerald Spellstone, whatever it was. A Double Cross here, like Dirty Tricks was not a good card. Even in some of the secret decks, Dirty Tricks was not a particularly good performer. People varied between ambushes and Dirty Tricks and bamboozles.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll give this a 2 myself. That's you're convinced it's not anything good, but
basically every secret card from me gets a 2.
Okay.
Because I want to play the payoff cards, and they are bad cards on their own. You said 2 for this?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the main pain in the ass about Double Cross is that 2 mana delayed draw 2 is not really that good. It's not awful. If this always, imagine this always triggered next turn, it would be an okay card. Because that delay matters. You can't just on turn, like turn 6, you want to play something and you play dirty double cross here and you got to wait for turn 7 to draw it. That's bad. And your opponent always has the option to play around this. Not that they always will, but if they feel like it, they can deny you this card draw forever. Guaranteed. And that feels kind of bad.
Maybe by not spending their mana, which would cost them the game. So that's part of the power of old Rat Trap is players had to not play 3 cards, so you know, or give you a 6/6. So,
but of course, the counterpoint there is that you spent time playing double cross on a card. So you started off doing something crappy.
This is far less efficient than Rat Trap. Rat Trap 2 mana 6/6 is 2 mana draw 2. So not nearly
it is far less efficient.
So I mean, if this you make this 2 mana draw 3, this is OP. So it's you know.
I don't even know about that.
I would Point is, Rick Fair saw play and was far worse than this at the draw 3, which obviously this isn't. So
yeah, double cross. It's going to see play. I think after I've seen all the cards, there is a good secret deck, playable at least secret deck, maybe even good secret deck that exists. But you have to play a bunch of these bad cards in it to make the deck good, and you're going to play all of the secrets. You're going to play 2 copies of 3 of them. So we can move on actually to the next here, which is Kidnap. 2 mana secret. After your opponent plays a minion, stuff it in a 0/4 sack. Sack is kind of like a new mechanic in the set. So here's how this works. You put Kidnap into play, your opponent plays a minion the next turn. Battle cries or on-summon effects happen first. So Snowfall Guardian freezes your board, Colossals summon their appendages.
Oh, it doesn't block the battle cry?
Oh, wait, it gets worse. Then the minion gets put in a 0/4 sack on your side of the board. When the opponent kills the sack, the minion goes back to their hand and, this is important, retains buffs. So let's say you have a dude that's buffed up by the Steward. It's still a 4/4 when it goes back. A Snowfall Guardian that's a 10/10.
I thought this was like Okani, so I thought this was really good. But if it doesn't block the battle cry, and every card is a battle cry nowadays, it's way worse. So I was gonna give it a 3, but now no battle cry, it's probably a 1. So too bad. The blocking battle cry is so annoying. That's interesting. So,
I'm going to give this a 2. Not because this is a good card. This is a 1, you're correct. But the secret payoffs are such that you want to play all the secrets. So it is a 2. It is a fringe playable card. In secret decks and nowhere else like all the other secrets. Next up, we got Serrated Bone Spike. 2 mana spell. Deal 3 damage to a minion. If it dies, your next card this turn costs 2 less. Card, not spell. Any card.
So this feels like a combo card, you know? You could, seems good. Seems good enough, you know?
Reminds me a lot of Lunar Eclipse.
Oh, yeah.
Lunar Eclipse, good card. Didn't have to kill the minion. Yeah. This does. Lunar Eclipse reduced spells.
This can work on
reduces
minions,
anything.
Yeah. I give this a 3.
3 is extremely reasonable for me. That's exactly where my head's at. I like Serrated Bone Spike. It's cool. Next up, we got Sinstone Graveyard, the location for Rogue. 2 mana, 2 charges. Summons a 1/1 stealthed ghost that grows by +1/+1 for each other card you played this turn. Importantly, this is not a silenceable buff. This is like a Jade buff. The body actually grows.
So it's interesting where you can play this, not summon the ghost, and then play a bunch of cards next turn and get it. Okay.
Yep.
So, that's interesting. That might be good. I don't know. It's like, you get it stealth. So I play this. I go, prep, play. I mean, Rogue can play 1,000 cards because it's stored. Ooh, this might be really good. And you make it like a 5/5 stealth minion, and that's so annoying.
I think I'm happy with this if I get between 6/6 and 7/7 of stats out of it.
Yeah, I mean, for 2 mana for stealth 6/6 and 7/7 is busted. Like you don't even have to do anything that crazy to get that. Like you just play normal turn 3 and normal turn 5.
Depends on what you mean by normal.
I mean, okay, so like turn 5, you go, 5 drop coin, won this and you play this and you have 15. You know, it's that's slow, but it's yeah. So I'll give it a 3. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, this one confuses me a bit. I'll say 3 too. I've only come up with like one deck that I want to put this in, but I think it's good, and it'll probably be better moving forward. We need card draw. We need fuel.
It's double use, but yeah, I guess you're right in that it doesn't. This makes sense in decks that have lots of small stuff it can play. So it works insanely good with Edwin in the late game, but it's a little awkward for Rogue because it has high value in the current meta, but not as much.
It's easy for Rogue to gas out.
Yeah,
we don't have card draw really.
Yeah, so you have to. The efficiency of the card draw is not very good. So compared to like old field, like you know, if you had Octobot field cop meta, this is really really nice.
Yep.
You know, yeah. So okay.
I almost want to lower my rating to a 2, but whatever. I'll be optimistic. Okay. It could be good. Next up, Sticky Situation. 2 mana secret. After your opponent casts a spell, summon a 3/4 spider with stealth. It's a cat trick.
Yeah, it's
almost
on the margin.
Exactly.
Yeah, cat trick. Yeah, I'll give it a 2. It's it's efficient. It's like it seems like you said that there's synergy. This isn't terrible. So
yeah. As far as secrets go, this is a good secret. Moving forward, Ghastly Gravedigger. 3 mana 4/3, battle cry. If you control a secret, choose a card in your opponent's hand to shuffle it into their deck.
Oh, so this is like a blackjack stunner, but not 1 drop, and
no.
They don't get to have the card back in their hand.
It's more like Star Student Stelina. This chooses a card from the opponent's hand.
Opponent's hand. Oh,
yes, opponent's hand.
That still is annoying, but not that good. Like why is Rogue playing this like put a bunch of cards in your opponent's hand stuff? You know.
Well, because if Rogue can't draw cards, the opponent doesn't get cards either.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. So,
like you can step it, you can pull some cards out.
So maybe well, maybe that could be. I mean, it seems like just playing pirates and playing your 8-drop seems more reliable than this. Than like doing this with Bran. Yeah, you could do this with Bran, but it's just like not doesn't seem. You don't get to steal the card. You just put it in their deck. So.
It kind of always goes 2 for 1, at least with the opponent, because it takes something out of their hand, and then they have to kill this.
Yeah,
but
it is
you need a secret.
Yeah. I give it a 2.
I'll go 3 on this.
Okay.
Especially because there is some neutral secret support that has upped the power of the package, unsurprisingly, and. You can build the deck. It will exist. I don't know how good it will be. But Gravedigger, you would play it because if you're playing the secrets, why not? Take that Snowfall Guardian out of the opponent's hand. Next up, we got Halkias. 4 mana 5/4 elemental legendary. Death Rattle. If you control a secret, store Halkias' soul inside of it. It resummons Halkias when the secret is triggered.
So it's just basically, it seems like a lot of fancy text for if you have a secret, when you play this, it comes back.
Eventually. So, first you play your 4 mana 5/4.
It gets stored in the secret.
Yep. If you have a secret, when this dies, the Death Rattle goes in there, and then this resummons when that secret goes off.
That's so awkward.
Yeah, so you have to play 4 mana 5/4. Have a secret up, have this die, have it go into the secret, have the secret trigger, and then you get it back.
This might be terrible, or this might be the most annoying card ever, where you just keep getting this guy back and secrets back. You know, I'm not really sure, but I kind of feel like it's terrible, but I could easily see it being the most annoying card ever, where you just play this and you just keep getting secrets. So,
yeah, to some extent, the opponent can technically ignore this.
Yeah. Well,
Where-
it's hard. Yeah, the 5/4 isn't threading, and it's hard to be pushing tempo advantage with these secrets.
They can go under it. They can maybe ignore it. They can maybe kill it after triggering your secret. They could maybe kill it, then never trigger your secret. And yeah, and it could also be incredibly, incredibly annoying depending on how this pans out.
So if you have multiple secrets, can you step this and use it on all of them? Well, it's not a battle cry; it's a death rattle. So
It's a death rattle.
It only gets put in one of the secrets. It sounds like
You could copy it with Counterfeit Blade if you want. Tutor with sketchy information. Stick it in a secret.
I feel like this is. I'm trying to make a justification. This is a 2. This could be really annoying, but it's probably a 1. It just seems really bad.
Yeah, I could actually see just cutting it from the secret deck.
Yeah.
At which point I don't have a lot of faith in it. It's weird that maybe there's some world where this ends up being a 2, but
if this were a 3/4 and had taunt, it'd be way, way, way better, you know? So
like you can compare it to kind of Greybow. That might be a historical comparison.
yeah, Greybow is the taunt, so it's this doesn't, so it's just like your opponent can just ignore it.
Yeah, Greybow goes into minions, and it wasn't really even good. It was just played because of the battle. The thing that reduces taunts.
Yeah, I tried to make Greybow work for a long time, and then it finally, like, I couldn't, and then finally it was really good, and then Beaster came and put Greybow gone again. So yeah,
I almost want to give this card a 2 after I've seen the full list of secret support, but
I'm just gonna give it a 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I can see cutting it from the secret deck, and that's not a good sign. Next up, we got Necrolord Draka. 4 mana, 3/4, Battle Cry, equip a 1/3 dagger, and it gets +1 attack for each other card, not Draka card, you have played this turn. So if you coin this, you get a 2/3 dagger. You coin Bone Spike this, you get a 3/3 dagger. And so on, along with your 3/4.
I play Sinstone Graveyard on 2, and then I play like the 2 Fist, and then I play like double coin prep, blah blah blah, and I make a giant weapon and a giant stealth minion. It seems really good. Like it's good. I mean, even even for +1 attack for each other card. Does that include Necrolord? Does that include her? So, okay.
Each non-Necrolord card.
But, I
or
mean,
you could look at it as she gives you a 0/3 dagger and counts herself.
Yeah, so
however you want to.
I mean, even if you just play her as is, she's not terrible there. So it's like you play 2 cards, you know, and that's a lot of Baron damage, you know. So
kind of like Sword Eater.
Yeah, I mean,
lower floor, much higher ceiling.
Sword Eater is much stronger independently and but like the high roll potential is much weaker, like you said. Yeah. So
if you play 2 cards before Draka, then this is a much better Sword Eater, I think.
Yeah.
Get a 3/3 weapon and a 3/4.
Yeah, I mean,
but Sword Eater surprisingly didn't break the game or anything.
Yeah, so Sword Eater, because it's such a small variable outcome, it doesn't. I mean, because the reason you run this is you figure out a way to play 6 cards and you play this, and then you have 21 damage over 3 turns. You know.
Yeah, that's probably the rare case. You probably just play it because it's fine most of the time.
Yeah,
it's just like good enough.
Yeah, I mean, just the overall tempo. So I think she's a 4. I think the one good rogue card I've seen.
I'll go for 3. Although I will say this is a bit of anti-synergy with Krakatoa, which I don't love.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. And next up, we got Private Eye. A 4 mana, 3/4 with a Battle Cry to cast a secret from your deck. Combo, cast 2 secrets instead.
Oh, shoot. I missed that. Okay. Battle Cry casts a secret in your deck. Combo. So we can compare this to other cards. So the old 3 mana 2/4, when you had a secret, but you had to have a secret that was neutral, that saw play. Combo is real good. This is really good, right?
Yeah, it seems really good to me. This is like the reason to play secrets.
Yeah. This is, this is super efficient. Like, I mean, if you can coin it out, and you get 2 more draw potentially, and yeah, this seems really good. 3 or 4. Probably.
I'm going 4.
Okay, yeah, I'll give it 4. I mean, it's like this is can carry the whole secret archetype of just like, you know, turning it, and it's yeah.
All right, and that concludes the Rogue review, and also concludes our rolling. And it looks like Welber, congratulations on winning the giveaway, my friend. I will get you a code for that very shortly. Okay, so as I'm getting that, let's go ahead and move on to Convincing Disguise in Shaman. 1 mana spell, transform a friendly minion into one that costs 2 more. Infuse 4, transform all friendly minions instead.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's, I don't know. It's like, it's a lot more annoying because if you're playing a tempo deck that wants to evolve, well, you don't want all your minions dying because you have nothing to evolve. So it's a lot more annoying to get that infuse in this deck than you'd think. And but the 2 more has seen play enough, so it's still probably very good. So I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I really don't know how good this card is or isn't, because you can just use it for 1 on, say, a Null, the 10 cost Null.
Yep.
And that'll probably do the trick, and sometimes you can make a board with tiny toys and make those into 8s. So the ceiling is high enough. Yeah, 3 seems kind of reasonable.
Okay.
It goes in the Evolved Shaman deck and nowhere else, which is something I'm going to say about a lot of Shaman cards.
I wonder if this might. It's interesting. It could be run in some sort of. I don't know. I'm not sure if that, like, if it could make it the cut of just some random ass Shaman deck. But I mean, would this make it in Control Shaman? Probably not. So maybe you're right. So, or Murloc Shaman. So okay.
Yeah. Moving forward, we got Muck Pools, a 1 cost 3 durability location. Transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more.
Well, this is so flexible. This is so nice.
Oh, yeah. And it's so cheap.
Yeah. I mean, it's awkward to use with Null because you lose value, so your Null gets more expensive, but, like, you just use this on random minions, and every time you're, like, if you get ahead, you just keep value trading or, you know, doing, so it's,
And, again, of note, there are several cards in this set which were built specifically for the Evolved Shaman archetype.
Yeah, so it's either 3 or 4. I'll just give it a 3. I'm going to be not as convinced, but yeah.
I'm going to pop off with a 4. I think this is by far the best Evolved card. Also, seen in Evolved Shaman and nowhere else. Next up, we got Carving Chisel. 2 cost 1/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, summon a random basic totem.
Ooh, this might be really good. It's just like lots of efficiency. A weapon to finish off stuff. You can evolve it. You can, like, 3 basic totems. You know, totems for 1 mana are good. And yeah, I mean, the efficiency of this card is just too freaking good. So I think
it's very efficient at making a board. Yes.
I'm gonna give this a 4.
What are we doing with the totems?
I don't know. I'll figure something out. It's
okay, you want a 4, huh?
Yeah, it's this card's insane. That's what I'm convinced. I haven't seen this before.
So it's really good with the infuse effects if the opponent kills the totems, which they usually do.
I mean, I can get totem, I can get healing totem, would heal my minions. I can get the attack totem, get more and more attack. Totems do, in theory, have bloodlust of totems. I can just evolve my whole totem board. I can use this to get my infuse on this. I could turn my totems apparently into Murlocs, I saw. So, I mean, I think I just run this in a tempo deck, and it's good enough. Like,
all right. I am really confused by Carving Chisel. It doesn't look super OP, but something in my brain is telling me that it's good. So, trust that intuition. I'm going to say 2. I'm gonna guess it's a little bit fringy.
All right,
I can definitely.
I hope all the other content creators said this was garbage, so I can be the one person calling for the OP-ness of carving chisel. You know, so yeah.
I do love that OP-ness. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I know.
Moving forward, we have another totem card. Party Favor Totem. 3 mana, 0/3. Totem. At the end of your turn, summon a random basic totem. Infuse 2. At the end of your turn, you summon 2 totems instead.
Ooh, probably bad, but I don't know. I mean, that's like really annoying. But it's like so annoying. Like you just, oh god, that's so annoying. But your board's gonna fill up, and then you're gonna have no board space. But I don't think this is actually...
One of totems though.
But like if there's a totem deck, this deck makes it every time. So,
The triumphant return of Flame Tongue totem?
Like I can't deny the efficiency of this card, but when you get it infused, but it's still probably bad. Like because it's all right, yeah, because you have to be ahead, and you're just gonna get like a tempo deck.
I can deny the efficiency of it.
All right, yeah, okay. I'll
this
give
looks
it
like
a 1.
lot of 0 attack minions.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm
all
going
right,
for
I'll give
1
it a 1.
too.
Okay, you convinced me, but the carving chisel still ridiculous. All right, okay. Primordial Wave.
Moving forward, we got Primordial Wave, 3 mana, nature spell. Transform enemy minions into one that cost 1 less, and friendly minions into one that cost 1 more. Evolve plus devolve stapled together.
Yeah, I'll give this a fat 4. This is ridiculous, right? Like I just run this in any tempo deck because I can use it as a devolve or evolve. Seems ridiculous. I could see it running in a control deck.
Although
for a
far
devolve
less
deck.
efficient than either.
Yeah, less mana, more mana. I understand.
Devolve was not that nutty of a card. It was good against Spreading Plague, and I don't know what else. It was just kind of okay-ish. And Evolve was good, but Evolve was 1 mana, so you could play that with Desert Hare.
Gronman gave up a good point. Like part of the reason you run Devolve is so you can use it as a silence and then get through the taunts and have a lethal, which you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you convinced me. I would lower it down to a 3. So.
All right, I'm going to go 2 on this. Probably makes the cut in the Evolve deck, but I don't think it's actually that good. It feels like it's going to be really inefficient a lot of the time. That's my guess.
Yeah.
Hard to get a good board that you want to evolve and devolve at the same time, which means it's a very slow evolve or it's a slow devolve, and that's not really great.
So, okay.
But who knows? Moving forward, more evolve. Baroness Vosh, 4 mana, 3/6 Naga. If this would transform into a minion, summon that minion instead of transforming this.
So I do this with muck pools, and then I do a muck pools, and I do a convincing disguise, and I win the game, right? Like,
so yeah, you play this, you point a muck pools at it, you get a random 5-drop.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
This stays as it was.
Yeah, I mean this carries like Evolve Shaman. I give this a 4. So
yeah, goodness. I think it's a card that goes into Evolve Shaman, and sometimes is all right. I'm gonna go with 3. You can point a convincing disguise at it. Yeah, get a 6-drop. You can point a muck pools at it. Get a 5. You're gonna play it. We'll see. Not gonna break, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, we got Crud Caretaker, a 4 mana 1/1 battlecry summon, a 3/5 elemental with taunt.
I mean, that's solid efficiency. Taunt, like the old 5/5 summon a 6/6 guy, which didn't have taunt. Taunt is really nice for this. Seems really good for the archetype. Maybe not like good independently, probably, but it could be even make it into a Battlecry synergy deck. You know, you run some sort of Battlecry synergies. I don't know, like you go Boner this, and I mean, probably not good enough for that, but like, I'll give it a 3. So,
yeah, 3 seems reasonable. I think it's played in Evolve Shaman and nowhere else. But you play this with the muck pools on board, you get a 5-drop and a 3/5 of taunt. That's very good. Or you point a convincing disguise at it and you get a 6-drop of 3/5 taunt. Nice. Next up, the Stone Right. 4 mana, 5/4 legendary. Battle cry for the rest of your game. Your totems have +2 attack.
This would be insane in even Shaman and Wild, like this. The archetype's back, so I can't. I like looking at. I got to give this at least a 3. I mean, totems suck, but like this card is insane in totem decks. So, but it's the biggest problem with this card is the legendaries. You can only run 1. So, which is when I say the problem of a card is that it's only a 1 of. That's how you. It's still a really good card. It just will it carry the totem archetype. But I'll give it a 3. It's really good.
I'll go with a 1. Not because I
1.
disagree with anything that you said, but because I don't think there's a totem archetype, and therefore I don't think you put this in any decks.
I mean, I'm going to be
Sure,
playing
you can-
this in
you-
Wild, even Shaman, and getting that #1 legend in Wild. So, yeah.
Now, what's important to notice is it does buff totems on board. That's good. You can brand this, you can Bolner this, you can Macaw this. You can really get those totems up there, but you also only have 1 copy of it, which makes it kind of difficult to use and build around. And it is a build around card.
But yeah,
Next.
I can use this weapon here, and this weapon's just good as is. So I can but probably
Sure.
you're probably right. It's probably not worth it. So, but yeah.
Moving forward, Criminal Lineup. 8 mana, choose a friendly minion, summon 3 copies of it, overload 2.
I mean, this is bonkers with any death rattle effect, like any really clunky, powerful minion. But is there good ways to cheat this out?
Yeah, how do we play this? I'm very confused. You roll it off Jackpot with Trickster. You can do that.
Well, that's gonna be really annoying.
Potentially.
Um,
Potentially not even that good, but because like if you Trickster this and Trickster's on your board and that's your only minion, that's not so awesome.
I mean, I feel like this card is unplayable currently, but could break the game with the right mana cheating or the right effects. So I don't know.
I think it's a 1.
I like it too much. I don't know, but 8 mana is. Oh, you're right. 8 mana is so. You're right.
Mana is so much mana.
Yeah, it's so much mana. And we don't have the 4 mana to make something cost 0 in this deck. So
And it's a conditional 8 mana. You need a minion in
yeah,
play.
you need a minion. It's not even if it was an opponent's minion too, then this could be like you play it on their King Crush and you win the game. So it's probably a 1. Yeah, it's probably 1.
Yep. It hurts the heart, but it's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you get the right mana cheating, it can be busted, but ooh, dude!
And finally,
Gigatotem.
Gigantitotem or
Fun.
Gigantitotem. 10 mana, 8/8 totem costs 1 less for each totem you have summoned this game.
Oh, dude,
Gigatotem.
even Shaman and Wild is gonna be bonkers. But yeah, I mean, I give it a 3. So
I don't know what the hell to think about this thing.
I mean, it's
you got to build into totems. You have to.
Yeah, so I
You
mean,
need carving chisels.
I just run like some criminal stuff and some party favorite totem, and I get this down and the Stone Wraith, and I don't know what the whole deck is. There's a lot of ways, like because that's like 10 cards, but yeah.
So, for those of you who are curious, here's some interesting facts. Amalgam has a 50% chance to discover this, I believe, after all these cards are released.
Or an Amalgam is a totem, so...
Yep, Amalgam is a totem. And if you're going to be doing a totem archetype, Flame Tongue Totem does currently exist as a 2 mana 0/2, and there is Anchor Totem that will buff your totems by +1/+2 when you summon them.
Ooh.
So, if I'm just running through this in my head, we have 2 of these Giga Totems, we have the Stone Right, we have 2 of the weapons, and then we play 2 Anchor Totems and 2 Flame Tongue Totems, and we're at 9 cards already. Maybe those party favor totems too? I don't know. And then I don't know what the rest of this deck is. It's very confusing.
I'll figure it out. So you'll see it everywhere.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and give this a 1. And if I'm wrong about it, oh well. This is for entertainment purposes only.
This deck is too easy to make, so it probably can't be that good because the designers because you just put some totems and some good tempo cards. But it's if you could figure out something that's hybrid, I don't know. Like you could, you just run a few totems, you play control, then you swing the board, and like two Gigatomes like Flesh Giants, and go PGBM and go lethal. Like that could be a total archetype. Who knows? It's the Gigatotem opens up so many doors. So because don't like 80, I'd say like 70% of these kind of giants see play. What's the one that's the Demon Hunter one hasn't seen much play. The for every
Demon Hunter one has not seen much play.
Yeah, but I feel like every
the Hero
other one,
Power one never saw much play. The
Hero
Inspired
Power,
Giant.
Yeah, but most of them see play, so it's and a lot of them get nerfed. So some multiple times. So yeah, it's
maybe you play Sea Giant too. Is that a card in Standard? I think it is.
Sea Giant is in Standard. It would make sense. Yeah. So
weird deck. Hope it works for Shaman. That'll be a cool theme. I think it sucks.
Well, I can run evolve stuff. Yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's go to the next one.
Moving forward.
Hey everyone, if you made it all the way to the end, chances are you really like this content, so thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. If you want to show your support of the live content, feel free to like and subscribe. Liking and subscribing always helps the algorithm to show that you like it, so the thing is more likely to give it to other people. In addition to that, if you are always wanting a Nohandsgamer video, but some days I don't put one out because I don't know what to do, we have another channel, which is the Nohandsgamer VODs, which is the raw, unedited content from my Twitch, where you get to see everything on the UTAB format. I highly recommend you go check that out, so you can get your Nohandsgamer fix every day, even when I don't put out a normal YouTube video. Hope to see you guys in the next video.